talk about the year 2026, because by then, the way you find new customers is going to look completely different. Seriously, the playbook that so many of us have been using for the last decade, it's basically being tossed out the window. We're going to break down the new rules for growth and why, ignoring this shift is just not an option anymore.
And I'm not talking about a minor update here. This is a complete system overhaul. The old strategies, the ones that felt so reliable for so long, are losing steam, fast. If you're not paying attention to this, you're already falling behind. The entire landscape of how we acquire customers has fundamentally changed.
So let's get real for a second. Are your methods built for yesterday's market? Is your strategy still just about cramming as many names as you possibly can into the top of your funnel, just hoping something sticks? It's probably time for a little reality check on that whole approach.
This quote right here, it perfectly captures the entire shift we're talking about. Businesses are just fed up. The frustration with getting junk leads, inaccurate leads, it's hit a breaking point. It's not about getting more leads anymore. It's about getting the right leads, the ones who actually want what you're selling.
So let's really dig into that problem. For years, the mantra was always more is better, right? But chasing sheer volume, well, it's led to so much wasted time, burned out sales teams, and budgets that just kind of vanish with very little to show for it. It's a race to the bottom, and it's just not sustainable.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It's like casting a huge, messy net versus using a precision laser. The old way is a numbers game that burns through your resources and your team's morale. But the 2026 model, it's all about focusing only on those high-intent targets, and that completely changes the game. It's the difference between exhaustion and efficiency.
Okay, so we've identified the problem pretty clearly. What's the solution? Well, it all comes down to this one really powerful concept, the high-intent lead. This is basically the new currency in sales and marketing, and understanding what it is, well, it's pretty much non-negotiable for success from here on out.
So what exactly makes a lead high intent? It really boils down to two crucial things. The interest has to be genuine, and maybe even more importantly, it has to be verifiable. This isn't just a random click or a name you bought off some list. This is a real person who has actively raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested, and there's a digital paper trail to prove it. That's how you separate the real signal from all the noise.
All right, so how do you actually find one of these, or create one? What does a truly high-quality lead look like under the hood? Let's get into the blueprint and actually break down the essential pieces that come together to guarantee you're getting quality. It all comes down to this four-step process. First, you have to capture their interest the moment it happens, in real time, not days later. Second, you have to verify that it's a legitimate person with real interest. Third, and this is a big one, you have to make sure that lead is yours and yours alone. And finally, you have to get it to your team instantly, because in this game, speed is absolutely everything.
Now you might be wondering, okay, but how do you prove the intent is real? That's where these amazing tools like TrustedForm and Jornaya come into play. Think of them like a digital notary public. They independently watch and certify the exact moment a person gives their consent, creating that bulletproof digital paper trail. This just removes all the doubt.
And this, right here, really hammers the point home. The commitment to quality comes down to one single number: 0. Zero tolerance for old, recycled, stale data. Every single lead is generated fresh, right now, which means you're acting on current interest, not chasing ghosts from some list that's been sold 10 times over.
And this whole thing isn't just a single tactic. It's a complete system. You've got things like real-time inbound calls and super targeted social media campaigns bringing people in. Then, on the tech side, you've got secure, real-time data handoffs. Things like ping/post integrations that make sure everything is fast and accurate. And it's all managed by expert teams who really know the ins and outs of big industries like solar, home improvement, and insurance.
So, when you put all of these pieces together, what's the big takeaway? The big picture here is that we're moving way beyond a simple transactional relationship where you're just buying a list of names. The new model is something much, much deeper. Here's the bottom line. Success in 2026 is going to be built on these three pillars: transparency, partnership, and performance. It means your lead provider needs to work with you, not just for you. You're sharing the same goals. You're being totally open about quality. This isn't just a transaction anymore. It's a shared investment in your growth.
And that leads us to the final question I want you to think about.
Take a good, hard look at your lead generation efforts right now. Are they actually building genuine partnerships that drive real performance and growth? Or are you still just buying data to fill a spreadsheet, crossing your fingers and hoping that something sticks? The future, for sure, belongs to the partnerships.